Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is Dr. Rao Kulusu doing our evening room. I hope you are all doing well. And I was talking to somebody, one of the students in my wellness club this morning, about getting caught up in the psychological drama versus being here and now in the existential reality. She was describing something happened to her yesterday, some guy misbehaving or something, and she walked away from the scene. But that kind of bothered her, and she was uh, not asking for what to do, but kind of living the whole thing again and again, and doesn't want to come to here and now or what we are doing here, right? So I was trying to always teach my students who come and work with me in the morning about living the life here and now fully. Doesn't mean we forget the past or we don't think about the future, but and as much as possible, be here and now and live fully, completely, and joyfully. That's what I was getting at, right? Um, Even the 1 hour, I don't call it just yoga practice, but I call it exercise in awareness. That means that whole hour you are present, you are here and now, and you are in awareness, but not in the network of thought. This is a very important thing for the modern people because we want to understand what is the right use of thought rather than driven by our thoughts and not having any control about how they are coming or how they are going or what kind of hold they have on us as a whole. It's a big deal in the information age and the age where people have concepts, have conclusions, have so many isms and so many things that they cut up. And especially sensitive people who are raised to feel hurt and fear and anticipate danger, things like that, right? All that is leading to a lot of psychological drama that we create ourselves and go through it and seem to be not having any control over it. Uh, so this kind of incident happens, and the other guy is misbehaving, but you are reacting as though you have done something wrong, and then you go on talking about it. You are leaving it and all that. If you want to reflect on it, if you want to find a solution to it, that's fine. But feeling bad that somebody did that to you, and even though no physical, no real harm is done, but you feel psychologically like that, right? Kind of you're violated in your space and all, which is understandable, which is always uh, important to reflect on it and understand what's the or the circumstances are like that I'm going there, and then that's why I'm kind of not really paying attention to it, and also bringing the situation back into my wherever I am, my office or life, and then you cannot really get hold of yourself and focus on what you are doing or what you are living in your life. That kind of thing. Okay. There was a story in the spiritual circles that I heard that made a lot of sense. Um, Two monks were going somewhere. You see, in monk's life, some traditions say that you should not touch woman or you should not think about her or many of that, like a celibacy, extreme form of it, you know. Um, so these two monks were walking one day in the forest, and then they came to a river bank, and then they saw a pregnant lady standing there, and she's afraid of crossing the river because the river is kind of thought deep and then maybe flowing. So she was standing there and helplessly looking at these people. And one of the monks immediately picked her up and then carried her across the river and dropped her at the other bank. And she went her way, and he was going the other way with his friend. They walked a couple of miles, and later, this friend asks me, "I can't believe that you kind of touched the woman. Being a monk, you should not be touching her, right?" So then this first monk says, "What is with you? I kind of wanted to help her, and then I kind of acting in a humanitarian way, and I dropped her, and after that I forgot about that completely. But you are carrying that in your mind all this time, and then you are kind of feeling bad about it, you know." So that is what is the psychological drama that the monk has created because he has a concept, he has some conclusions, and then he kind of mentally reacted to this, and then kind of resisted that this other monk has done something of a sin, and he may be punished and all that, you know. So all that is psychological drama. Whereas the other monk is kind of reaching out to the situation, wanted to have help her as she has come, she needs it, and that is a humanitarian, a pregnant woman standing there, and she needs help to cross, and he did that. So, and then he didn't expect anything. He didn't want anything. And then he kind of felt it was a duty to help her. And then he did. And then he forgot about that and he was going away. So, the second monk is the one who is living in the present, here and now, and acting like a human being and helping that lady, right? Whereas the other guy is in the psychological drama of his own making. Maybe his training, maybe his education made him think like that, but then he has no control of his thinking. He was not looking at what he is doing, and that is most of the people do these days. They are not attentive to what is in front of them, but they live in the past or live in the future. Either they kind of remember something and go into the history, thereby they're living in the past, or they're coming to the future and projecting some thought into some conceivable danger or pleasure, whatever they may have, all that they are projecting. So either they are going backward or they are projecting their thought into the future. As long as you are in that mode of thought, you are not existentially real here now in this reality, but you are in your own thoughts, your own imagined world, your own created psychological drama. That's not real. What we are here doing is something that is real. Okay, once you understand that, it will be very easy to really pay attention to what we are doing, what is happening both inside of us and outside of us. Okay, so one way to start this is getting up in the morning, not touching any devices, but really getting in touch with the nature. What's happening with the weather? What's going on outside? Is there light or is there still darkness? Has the sun come up or not? Is it raining or snowing or whatever, right? Whatever that is happening right then, be in touch with that. Just go and watch it without any comments, any judgments. And also don't think of any of the things that is not in that particular moment. So that's very important these days. You know, otherwise you will be overwhelmed with the information that you're absorbing all day. And then you kind of do something to get you into the present mode, either by attention span or by deep breathing. Whatever you do, you bring yourself to the present, and then do that being in the present through the day. Okay. Um, I call this carry that like a perfume through the day. Whatever you're doing, be with it. There is a time to think about things that you have done, to reflect on them. But what I'm talking about is don't live in the past or live in the future. You can use the past, all the lessons, all the wisdom by reflecting on that and not living it, by reflecting on it and then understand what happened and learn from it so that next time you will behave something differently. Okay. So all those reactions that we have usually, right? And then don't project what's going to go on later by at the cost of what is happening here and now. Pay attention to that, then you will be always living in the present reality. Okay, that is the existential reality. It has so many consequences. If you think about it, you can be more related to your friends, family, and loved ones. You can improve your relationship just by giving the ear to them and listening to somebody, and then you will not be focusing on something that may not be practical. There's nothing wrong with having a goal and want to achieve something or working it, but then once you reach the goal, you may not think this is enough and you want to do more. That's also okay. So what it is you don't want to imagine something and then life shows you something else differently, then you will suffer because you are expecting something like a vacation. You go, you want to have a good sunny day, but it pours down, it rains that day when you are on the vacation, because you built up your expectations in your mind. When you go there, you cannot really pay attention to the rain or the opportunities in the rain that will protect, or maybe it will make you confined with your family to a room inside, and you can use the time to relate with them better, or you can catch up with some things that you always wanted to do, like writing a book or doing a course, whatever, right? So living with what is available now, that will save a lot of suffering mentally, right? So think about this. Look at this, not like a judgmental, just but it's just that present moment living, present moment awareness is very joyful because it doesn't have the movement of thought into the past or into the future. Because that movement of thought is not there, you are mentally peaceful, quiet, solitude of mind, quietness that's really not imposed by something else, but it is already there. Once you are in touch with that, you will be enjoying life and your own things and your people, your nature around you, everything. You know, this obsessive impulse about getting things to be happy or having some things elevate your ego, all those things will disappear. That's why spiritual people are quiet, happy, joyful, and also conserve a lot of energy and don't have expectations. So they are always giving, right? So that kind of thing is very peaceful, very serene, very joyful, and fulfilling because you are always. Remember, I always talk about when you close your eyes, if you are spiritual, you will be quiet. When you open your eyes, if you are spiritual, you'll ask, what can I do for the world? But if you are not spiritual and you close your eyes, you don't have peace. Because all these thoughts, all these things that you are clamoring for will be going on in you. And when you open your eyes, if you are not spiritual, then you'll ask, who is going to do something for me? That kind of thing. Okay. So be in the present, be in the existential reality by relating to the nature, by relating to the real people, and all that. And don't be caught up in the psychological drama that comes on us because it was nurtured through our childhood, through our college, through our families, that our countries or civilization, all that. If you don't take a step back from all that and reflect on it and see how futile, how wasteful, how depleting the energy the whole thing of psychodrama is, and then once you realize that, you will be always paying attention to whatever you're doing. Okay, so those are the important things I have always wanted to convey to people. That way they will understand these things are improving the quality of life rather than just letting us lead our life. Human being means very blessed because we are given this intelligence to understand life and to be joyful in the moment without anything, happy without anything. So that's very strange to a lot of people, but it is not. Once you have earned livelihood, once you have some things, they may seem not valuable, and you want to find out something. Then you go to the active lifestyle or political life or writing books and all that. But none of them really the fulfillment as much as you once you realize this inner reality, which is existential consciousness that is blissful. You know? Once you are tapped that, once you understood, and there you will have a calm mind, there will be the peace of mind, and you will be connected to everybody, and that will be what is human beings are blessed to live with. Okay, so live like that, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Meanwhile, like yesterday, I announced that there is going to be some activities around how simple uh, non-exertional uh, energy reviving yoga stretches with the deep breathing can get you quiet mind and strong body, and also really connect with the nature and everything. And that is helping people to heal better from surgeries, healing better from any injury that you have, any surgeries you have because of that. On that one, I'm developing into a course where many people don't want to go to a yoga studio or a uh, gym because they don't have the time, and also they don't have the means and all that. But in your home by yourself, if you learn how to stretch with the deep breathing in a yogic way, you will be surprised to how fast you recover from your own diseases and injuries, and also how much energy you have and how enjoyable the whole experience would be, and won't allow your body to go into chronic disease states. Or if you have them, you will reduce the intensity of the chronic disease. Because of this innumerable benefits with this kind of stretching with the deep breathing in a yogic way, I am going to do the challenge for people on their flexibility. I'm going to do a webinar on this topic, and then I'm going to do a master class of how to keep our body in highest energy, mind highest energy, and probably I will do a Zoom session for people who want special attention, individual attention. Okay, right now I do this wellness club. People are are welcome to join that. You go to my website bapal.net/register. You can register yourself for the wellness club. It happens in the morning, and you can come on Zoom, and then you can do things with me. And then, as you tell me your own individual needs, like you have back pain, or a neck pain, you have shoulder pain, or you have some unusual diseases and all that, we will give you these alternate, not alternate, but like a holistic measures that you can employ. But you can also work with your doctor for your medication, for your existential conditions and all that. That is what I was proposing people to do: combine your modern medicine and learn about the healing systems of the ancients, and then use some hacks from them and get better in both ways. Okay. So I will bring all that information and material to these rooms when I come back again. Hopefully, things all will be attractive to many people so that they can improve the quality of life without spending any money, without really taking a lot of risks. You can understand your body, you can understand your mind, you can understand what is the human, and then apply those understandings into your daily life. That's bringing the wisdom to your daily life. So that's where it is really going to be useful for you in your practical life. Okay, so I'll bring those information later. For now, I have said what I have to say about the psychological drama versus existential reality, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And anybody has any questions, you can come up and ask me. Then I'll be able to answer them now, or you can communicate with me if you want to. Okay. So I'll give you a minute if anybody wants to come up. That will. All right, then I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, don't be in the psychological drama, but get in touch with your own existential reality in every which way and live and stay there. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.